Is up, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the AK Show with your boy AK the Ref. How is everybody doing on this Friday? Oh, everybody has had a wonderful week so far, but you know what that means? It's Friday. You've officially made it to the weekend. So give yourself a round of applause for making it to the weekend. This one's for you. Everybody out there that's working hard, just trying to enjoy themselves, trying to make that money. We're here. We're here at the weekend. We're here. Congratulations for making it through your week. We're here on a Friday. As I'm recording this, it is Friday. Thank you for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. As always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because we're here. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year, because a few weeks ago we hit the goal I had before the end of the year of 500. Now I'm gonna get it 1,000. Currently we are sitting at, let me see here, we are sitting at 799 subscribers. This thing just keeps going and going and going. I'm fucking loving it. Oh my god, I'm amazed. Like, this is awesome. We're just gonna keep growing slowly but surely. We're gonna get it. We get it. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the comment button, comment, share the episodes, share the shorts, share everything, share it on social media. Follow me on social media. That's always in the description of the YouTube. Every YouTube video I put in the description of my socials. Follow me on Twitter. I still call it Twitter. Follow me on Threads, Instagram, TikTok. I'm on there. I don't do like a lot on TikTok. I'll post some stuff on TikTok. I got videos on there. I got funny videos. I have fun. Did a lot of TikToks during COVID with my daughters. So every once in a while, I'll be posting clips of the YouTube show on there too, as a way. Yeah. Follow me on the socials. Let's keep this thing going. Let's keep this thing building. Hey, we here. We here on a fucking Friday. Recorded on a Friday. Really the only time I had to this week. Otherwise, I would probably have to wait Saturday morning to do it before everybody wakes up. But I'm actually off work Friday. I'm actually in line for the DMV. Right now, it's a 200-minute wait. It started at like 330 minutes because I had to go get my vehicle inspected, the VIN inspected, and then I had to go wait in line. And now, back in the old days when I think my parents had to go to the DMV, you actually had to go there and sit there all fucking day. Now everything's like, you wait in line online, type in your phone number. That's how you make your appointment. They give you an estimated time. It's like, cool. Well, I can go home and chill. I don't actually have to physically be there and wait in line. And then they'll text you updates, or you can ask for updates of like how long the wait is. At one point it was 187 minutes, and then I texted to see the estimated wait time, and it went back up to 203 minutes. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Let's see if it's gone down now, because we got shit to do. Now it's only went down 2 minutes. I swear to God, bro. I swear. The DMV, I don't understand what takes so fucking long. Like, come on, bro. I gotta get this vehicle registered. Come on, we got stuff to do tonight. We got the Nutcracker. It's officially opening night of the Nutcracker for the Kansas City Ballet at the Kauffman Center. My daughter is in it for I think this will be their 4th time. So yeah, this will be her 4th time in the production of the Nutcracker for the Kansas City Ballet. She takes classes at the Kansas City Ballet. She goes 4 times a week. She's on it though. She loves it. I know she says she wants to dance for them full time when she becomes like an adult after graduating high school. She wants to be a part of company dancer. And she wants to go to Juilliard as well to dance. And then after that, be company dancer for the Kansas City Ballet. I mean, she got high aspirations. I'm here for it. Let's go. And then my other daughter wants to maybe pursue being like an athletic trainer. She wants to work for an NFL team. She wants to work for the Chiefs, because this year she was one of our managers on the middle school football team I coached. I was one of the assistant coaches, and yeah, she was one of the managers she liked. And then I was like, if you like that, you could do like that type of work. In the NFL, it's like one of the trainers. You go to school for that, or you can go to school and, hey, let's go. I mean, she's a junior now in high school. She got to start figuring it out here soon. But I think she wants to pursue being like the athletic trainer and then go work for an NFL team or some type of sports team. I think she would enjoy that. Travel with the team, get to do this. I mean, working for an NFL team is a fabulous position. I mean, I work part-time for the Chiefs, and I fucking enjoy it. And if I found like a full-time opportunity with the Chiefs in any department, whether it's on like any side, like whether it's like the front office side, the football side, wherever the case may be, if I found a full-time job with the Chiefs that like wasn't a seasonal position, like full-time all year, I'd take it. That's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Right now, I have this job, and I'm gonna keep this job. The Chiefs I have right now on the game days for being a stagehand for the Pyro team. As long as I'm physically able to do it, let's go. I ain't never gonna get rid of that. No, hell no. That ain't what it is. Unless I don't live in this city, then that's a different story. But as long as I live, yeah, I'm keeping this. It's fucking awesome. It's fucking, bro, no, I will never get rid of it. I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize that job either. So I enjoy it. But yeah, we here on a Friday. That's why I'm here recording right now. I'm just waiting at the house, waiting to get this car registered. And we got to hopefully get it done today. Because, I don't know, we got stuff to do today. And we got to go eat. And then we got to go drop off for my daughter. And then we got to go get into our seats, watch the Nutcracker, and then just got to get this done because you need this time to go down. It's getting late. Already noon. Let's go. We here on a Friday. Thank you for tuning in. We gonna get through it right now. All I want to go today is I wanted to go back over an earlier episode before the start of the NFL season. Since what are we? 5 weeks. What is it? A month. Like a little over a month before the playoffs start, before the end of the regular season. This season has gone by fucking fast. I mean, where are we at? Let me see. We're week 14. Week 14, 15, 16, 17. So we 4 more weeks. Well, we got to finish this week. And then week 15, 16, 17, and then 18. I mean, we are like a month and a few weeks. We're like 5 weeks before the playoffs start. So earlier on, back before the season started, I had an episode of going over the teams I thought were going to win each division and the teams that were going to make the playoffs. I just want to go reevaluate that and see how my picks stacked up against where we're in the standings right now. And we're going to get into that and then give my updates. I'm allowed to change my picks because one of the teams I picked ain't even going to the playoffs, let alone the Super Bowl. So we're going to see. I'm going to change my picks. We're allowed to do that. Like I said in that episode, we're going to reevaluate. Before we get in that, there was one thing I wanted to get into. Actually, 2 things before we get in that. The hit on Trevor Lawrence last week. It was Aziz Al-Shahir. If you saw the hit, it was a brutal hit on Trevor Lawrence. He got concussed. He got carted off the field. He'll probably more than likely be out the regular season. I did not see the hit until later on in the day on Sunday. I saw it. I was like, damn, why he didn't have to hit him like that. And I've heard everybody's take, former players, non-players, media. In my opinion, I thought it was a dirty hit. And the only reason I say I think it was dirty is not because he hit him while he's sliding. Sometimes that can happen, but it could be a bang-bang play. But he led with his forearm straight to his helmet as he was sliding. And, I've heard other players say, like, it wasn't a dirty hit, it was a bang-bang play. I don't necessarily agree it was like a bang-bang play because more than likely in that situation, the quarterback's going to slide. And I get it's hard for the defenders on defense to like try to maneuver themselves so they don't hit them when they slide, and that's hard. Even with the rule of like a defensive end or a defensive tackle sacking the quarterback, and they can't land with all their body weight on them, and they try to twist and turn. Somebody's actually torn an ACL because they were trying to turn while they're going all their momentum down their turn. Somebody actually did get hurt doing that. And to me, that one is like, you really expect me to be full force coming full speed, and then you want me to turn my body midway as we're going down? That rule in my eyes doesn't make any sense. I think that's a load of BS. They can't put all their body weight on the quarterback, and they want them to maneuver while they're going down, and now they risk getting injured, and somebody has gotten injured. I think that needs to be reevaluated. But the hit with that Aziz Al-Shahir did on Trevor Lawrence, I thought it was dirty. Him coming in with the forearm straight to his head, and then all that momentum, Trevor Lawrence hitting the head on the back of the ground, and he's knocked down, and he has like the stiff hands. Somebody's been, and they got the stiff hands, and they're like this. And then a fight ensued after that because his teammates, Trevor Lawrence's teammates, were backing him up. It's like, you're not going to hit our quarterback like that. And if he would have came in with like his shoulder or something like that, I would have had a different opinion on it. But he came in full force with his forearm with some type of intent. And now he got suspended for 3 games for it. And apparently this is not the first time he's done something. There was another hit on a player on the Cowboys. There was another hit on another quarterback where he got flagged for that. And he got ejected for this game, and now he receives a 3-game suspension. And they made the whole long letter thing of like, this is why you're suspended. You're just gonna have to learn. It was suspended without pay too. So yeah, I mean, there's no type of room for that type of play in football. And I get it's a violent game, and you want to go. You do as a defender, you want to go out there and put a hurting on them. And like when we say put a hurting on them, you want them to feel that I'm here. There's ways to do that being clean. You don't have to be dirty about it. You can hit somebody hard and make them feel your presence without being dirty. And then, yes, there are some players in the NFL that are dirty, that play dirty. Like, they want to go out there and hurt somebody, injure somebody. They just have that mentality when they're on the field. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to take your fucking head off. And then, if you play football, you've heard that expression. It's not like me, we're going to rip their head off. We're going to fucking hit them hard. We're going to hit them hard to where they fucking feel it. And that's what you're supposed to do. But you can't have no bad intent behind it. Like, I'm trying to injure this person. Because at the end of the day, they just trying to play the game too. And they know what they sign up for. And then there's stuff that's going to happen where they may get hit, flipped upside down, land on the neck. Stuff like that is going to happen. But if you don't need to specifically go out there and try to hurt somebody. Like even that hit Shedeur Sanders took in the KU game, where a dude went straight at his leg. I'm like, come on, bro. You didn't need to do that. That was uncalled. You did that because you wanted to, because you're tired of everybody talking about Colorado. Like, come on. That's foul right there. There's good, clean, hard fucking hits where you make your opponent feel your presence. And then there's shit like that. And I don't like it. I don't like it. It was uncalled for. I don't think he needed to lead with his forearm. And I feel like he saw him going down as like, I'm going to take this opportunity and just leave him a forearm. Maybe it was a bang-bang play. I'm not out there on the football field. I haven't played at the NFL level. I played at the college level. And I'd say the college level is fast too, but the NFL is even fucking faster. The fucking NFL is way faster. I mean, each time you go up a level from youth, from little league to middle school, to high school. When I got from high school to college football, my God, the speed in practice was different. And then we got in the games, it was even faster. So I only imagine what the fucking NFL is. 100 miles an hour. I get it. You got to make split-second decisions when you hit somebody. But I feel like he could have, like, pulled back or just, like, not lead with his forearm. Because I think that's where it looks malicious. Is he's leaning with his forearm straight to his head. Head snaps back, and you're like, bro, come on. But he got the 3-game suspension. I have no objections to the 3-game suspension. Take it and move on. Maybe dial back a little. I get you. Some teams want that type of player that's going to go out there and just rip somebody's head off. But let's dial it back a little. Let's not be like that. You can still play with that intensity and not be that. I know. I know you can. In football, you can't. I'm not saying you got to dial all the way back. Just dial back some. Be under more control. Have more, the word I'm looking for. You be under control. Have more discipline. Be like you could have just hit him like this and it'll be like, my bad. But when he came with the forearm, I think that's what did it. It was a forearm to the head. If he would have just came and tried to like this and why is he sliding? It would have been the big blown up deal it is now, which you got the 3-game suspension with no pay. And that's going to affect the Texans team because they're trying to win the division. They're trying to make the playoffs. They're in a race with the Colts. So we'll see. But I agree with the suspension. It is what it is. Sometimes somebody's got to be the example, and he's going to be the example for the NFL because the NFL is going to protect the quarterbacks because they're the highest paid, and you need good quarterback play in this league for teams to be successful, and that's people want to see good quarterback play. So, yeah. But then on to my next thing. So, Chris Jones talked about it this week. He was talking about after the season's over, he's going to go talk to the NFLPA about the schedule and teams having to play 3 games in a 10-day span. And I think the Lions have already done it this year because it's had 3 games in a 10-day span. And now the Chiefs, after this game Sunday night, the next 3 games they play will be in a 10-game span because after the Chargers, they have the Browns. And then after the Browns, they have the Texans. And then the Texans, they play on the 21st. And then after that, 4 days later, on Christmas, they play the Steelers. So it's an away game with the Browns. And then it's back home on Saturday, the 21st, against the Texans. And then 4 days later, you got to go on the road to Pittsburgh and play on Christmas. And Chris Jones was talking about that, saying, this is not right. We got to play 3 games in 10 days without an extra bye. If we're going to do this, cool, but give us an extra bye so we can have time to recover. And then you see some people in the comments talk about, you're $1 million athlete. Why are you whining? It ain't about being a fucking $1 million athlete. If you've ever played fucking football, you know how physically taxing it is after a game. You know that. If you've played the game at any level, it's physically taxing, especially the NFL level, because they go out there and they just go. College, it's physically taxing. I remember first year in college football, that was something new I never experienced with conditioning, and then you put on full pads, and then you're going against might be going against 19, 20-year-olds. Somebody that's been doing it for a couple of years, that's been in the weight room, they got more muscle. You're just coming fucking 18, fresh out of high school. It's a different beast. And in college, it's different. NFL is way different. You get hit, especially I played running back and wide receiver in college. Took a beating. You take a beating. It takes you a couple days to recover. We had one running back that literally, he probably get 20-odd carries a game. And he wasn't the biggest guy, but damn, he was good. I don't remember a practice. He wouldn't practice until about Wednesday. Because Sunday we'd have off. And then Monday we'd just do helmets and do a little bit of conditioning. He wouldn't be at practice until about Wednesday. Because it took him extra days to recover. Football is a physically taxing fucking sport and emotionally as well. And when you got to play 3 games in 10 days, when usually you play 1 a week, that's taxing. Of course, look, can we get a bye in there somewhere? You get an extra bye week? That's obnoxious. And I agree. I agree with the NFL players. There should be something. There should be an extra bye week. If you're going to make teams play 3 games in 10 days, there needs to be an extra bye in there somewhere. I agree. I don't care that they make millions of dollars. It has nothing to do with how it impacts them physically or mentally. And then and if you're a fan, you shouldn't want this, because you play 1 game and then 4 days later you got to turn around and play again. Well, you get no time to heal. Maybe some guys that maybe get hurt could use that extra time when they play at normal from one week to another, maybe they don't get the extra time to heal, and maybe they won't play in that game. So you don't get everybody's best. I don't think you get everybody's best when the team's got to turn around and play 4 days later. You don't. As a fan, we're being cheated. Players are being cheated because they're not healthy. What if somebody trying to collect bonuses and they don't have those extra couple days to get through the week so they can play, and they don't make their bonuses? I think everybody's being shortchanged when teams got to turn around and play 4 days later, and they got to play 3 games in 10 days. Everybody's being shortchanged, from the players to the fans to the coaches. But people are going to watch because it's the NFL. They're the king of sports, right? But I agree. I don't like it. And the NFL talks about player safety, but then you turn around and have them play 3 games in 10 days. And then you have everybody play a Thursday night game where they only get, if they play Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days of rest, and they got to play that 4th day. How is that promoting player safety? If you care about player safety, you wouldn't be doing this. That's what I'm just saying. If you're going to do these things, you need to start putting in more buys. Otherwise, don't talk to me about player safety. And you're shortchanging the fans because we don't get everybody's best, especially when they got a quick turnaround in 4 days to play. And you expect the highest possible play you can do. You know, basketball is different. I mean, you have other sports like basketball that can play back-to-back games, but they have other people on the bench that, yeah, you play your starters, but you can also load manage and not start your starters the next day. Like, you can do stuff like that. Football is different. Football is more physically taxing than basketball. Baseball, they can play 162 games. Really, in baseball, I think the person who's physically taxed the most is the catcher. Especially a catcher that somebody catches every day. Yeah, because the pitchers only pitch once every 5th day. And sometimes you don't have to use all of your bullpen. Yes, guys get injured. And I'm not saying like it's not. To me, baseball is more emotionally, mentally exhausting. It's still physical, but I think mentally, baseball is more exhausting. Mentally, because they play 162 games. They literally play every day. Every day they're playing. Basketball, they're playing 82. That's physically exhausting too, because they got to keep running up and down, up and down, up and down. But they also have guys on the bench that don't play a lot, and then you can also sit your starters if you're playing back-to-back games. You can sit the next game or sit them that one game and then play in the next game and then play some of your bench and activate some other players. So you got options there. And a lot of NBA teams do that now with load management. But football is just different. Like, you're beat up after a game and you really need that almost week to recover to perform at an optimum high level. But when you only got 3 days and then you got to play that 4th day, it's like, what the fuck are we doing? I don't like it. I don't like Thursday night games. No, we don't need a Thursday night game every fucking week. Maybe put one in there in the middle of the season, or I don't know. I agree. I'm with the players on this. Something needs to give with having these quick turnarounds and playing 3 games in 10 days. I'm with the players on that one. I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and be the one that says they make $1 million and stop acting like babies. No, because I played the game of football. I played in youth, I played in middle school, I played in high school, I played in 2 years of college. I understand. Even when you have that week to week, it's still pure practice. And back when I played, we had 2-a-days. We still had 2-a-days, beating the shit out of each other. And then we would tackle during the week, during practice, and then go play a game, and then do it all over again. In high school, youth sports, college. College was brutal. Whew, it was brutal. I only played 2 years. It's brutal. Do I miss playing? No. I mean, I only played 2 years of college, and I was like, I'm done. Nah, I was happy. Like, I enjoyed my time playing 2 years, and I tried to go somewhere else and play for another 2 years after I got done with community college. But I don't know. I just didn't pursue it. I tried to at one point after I got my mid-20s, and I was like, it is what it is. I still enjoyed it. Shit, I got a collegiate touchdown. Let's fucking go. 49-yard on a slant route. Second season. Highland Community College. Look it up. Adam Kennedy. Highland Community College. Against Hutchinson Community College. 49-yard slant touchdown. Let's go. Let's get it. But let's get into what we really want to talk about today. So, earlier before the season started, the NFL season, I had my preseason picks of who I thought was going to win each division. So I'll give you like who I thought was going to win each division and who I thought was going to make the playoffs. So in the NFC, I had the 49ers taking the NFC West. I had the Bucks taking the South, the Eagles taking the East, and the Lions taking the North, with Green Bay and the Rams also making the playoffs. Because isn't there, right? 1, 2, 3. I'm missing a team, I think. Right? And then in the AFC, I had the Bengals taking the North, Chiefs taking the West, Dolphins taking the East, Texans taking the South, and I also had the Ravens and the Bills making the playoffs as well. So right now, I feel like my guesses were pretty decent. You know, looking at the playoff picture now for the NFL, the 49ers, they're not going to make it. That's where I was off on that. Okay, so I was missing a team. Yeah, I was short a team. Yeah, I was short a team on each side of the ball. Yeah, I only picked 6, and it should have been 7. So I was short a team. So, but of who I picked and who I thought was going to make the playoffs. So the NFC, I had the 49ers. Man, that at the time, why wouldn't you pick the 49ers? I mean, they still had their team. Yeah, Ayuk was in a contract dispute, but he finally got that taken care of. They still had Trent Williams. You know, they had Debo. They had McCaffrey coming. He was healthy. They had Brock Purdy, who's still playing well. They still had the defense. They still had the same head coach. They just came off the Super Bowl loss, and I'm pretty sure they could use that as motivation. But they got to the season, they hit that injury bug. And that happens. That happens in the NFL. The Chiefs experienced it right off the bat. The Hollywood Brown going down in the preseason, and then Pacheco went down. Then Rice went down. And then Jalen Watson on defense went down. And it's like, damn, all these fucking injuries. And then Wanya Morrison got hurt early on in the season. And then had to bring in Kingsley. And then Wanya Morrison came back, and he's not playing good at all, which I don't think he's healthy. But that's another story for another day. So it's like, but they just got hit with injuries. And now this past weekend, when the 49ers played the Bills, they lost McCaffrey. He's out for the season. And they lost their other running back, so Jennings. He's out for the season. Ayuk is out for the season. And then they're not the same team. And they've had a whole bunch of injuries, and they just couldn't overcome them. And sometimes that happens, but you got to find ways to overcome those. And they just haven't been able to do that at all. So that's one of the reasons they are not going to be in the playoffs this year. They're going to be on the outside looking in. And then, like I said, injuries happen. You just got to find ways to overcome them. The Chiefs have found ways. I mean, they lost 3 starters on offense. They lost one of their better corners on defense, aside from McDuffie, and I think that's really put the secondary in a bad position. But we got a Minihue back on defense, and that's going to help with the pass rush with Chris Jones getting it opened up. And George Kalafis, I think that's going to help. The secondary for the Chiefs, they just got to play better. But also, yeah, so the 49ers, so that now looking on that division, looks like the Seahawks. It could be the Seahawks. It's between the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Well, they play each other. They play each other this week, so that's going to be a good game. That's going to, because the Cardinals are 6-6, Seahawks 7-5. I think if the Seahawks win, then they'll take the division, because then they'll have that. I don't know if they've already played them earlier in the season, but if they win this game, I think they're sitting pretty and making the playoffs. But in the NFC South, I had the Bucks, which right now is the Falcons, but they're both 6-6. So that's going to be interesting. I'm still going to go with the Bucks. I'm going to go with the Bucks. I had the Bucks or the Falcons winning the NFC South, but I'm going to stick with the Bucks on that one. 49er for the NFC West, I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are playing well. Kyle Murray's playing good. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I like Geno Smith. I like the Seahawks, but I'm going to go with the Cardinals taking the West. The Eagles, they're taking the East. They're playing real good football. They're one of the best teams in the NFC. Them and the Lions. Them and the Lions are the 2 best teams in the NFC right now, in my opinion. And then out of the North, I'm taking the Lions. I'm taking the Lions out of the North because I took the Lions. It was either the Lions or Green Bay. I didn't know what the Vikings were going to do because they lost Kirk Cousins, so I didn't know what that was going to look like. But they're 10-2. They could easily. I mean, if the Lions lose one, they could take the North. I don't know what the rest of their schedule looks like, but I'm going to go with the Lions because they're playing real well. They just won last night against Green Bay by field goal, game-winning field goal. I'm taking the Lions. I'm going to stick with the Lions for the North. They're playing real good football right now. And then I also had Green Bay making the playoffs. Had the Rams, but I don't think the Rams are going to get in. They're 6-6 right now. I don't think they're going to get in a wild card team. But right now, looking at the playoff picture, you have the Vikings, the Packers, and the Commanders. I think the Commanders are playing well. I think they'll come out of the East. In the end, it's going to be the Lions, the Eagles, Cardinals, the Bucks, the Vikings, the Packers, and the Commanders coming out of the NFC in the playoffs. And so I wasn't too far off. I just needed one more team. I had the 49ers. I had the Rams going. They're not going to make it. But the other teams, I feel the Bucks will make it. I think they could take over the Falcons. We'll have to see. That's a wait and see right there. I think the only thing I'm going to change out is the Bucks taking the South, the Cardinals taking the West, and everything else stays the same. The Eagles, the Lions, the Vikings, Packers, and the Commanders. That's going to be what the Super Bowl looks like. As far as the matchup in the NFC Championship game predictions, earlier in before the season started, I had the 49ers and Lions. I'm going to stick with the Lions. I'm going to go Lions, Eagles, and then I'm going to take the Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles. That's all I got to say on that. We moved on to the AFC. Like I said, I didn't have that last team because I didn't remember how many playoff spots there were. But I had the Bengals taking the North, Chiefs taking the West, Dolphins taking the East, Texans taking the South, and I also had the Ravens and the Bills in the playoffs. So let's start with the North. Right now, it's the Steelers. I didn't expect that, and I went back and listened to the episode for preseason predictions, and I was talking about Russell Wilson was going to be benched halfway through the season, but then I also mentioned that hold on, my wait time 57 minutes. Goodness gracious, I don't even know where I get this. This is obnoxious. It shouldn't take this long. I'm frustrated right now. Let's get through this. Like I said, I thought Russell Wilson was going to be benched halfway through the season, but it looks like he's playing good. I mean, they started out with Justin Fields, and then they went to Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's been balling right now. And I had mentioned that I thought he was going to get benched halfway through the season. Before the season started, he'll start the season, but he'll get benched. But then I was like, you put him with Mike Tomlin, shit might change. And it's changed for the better. He's out here balling. I mean, I have him on my fantasy team as a backup. I should have started him last week, and I would have fucking won that week. But that's here. But I also have Jalen Hurts, so I'm like, I can't. I'm going to stick with Jalen Hurts. It is what it is. But last week, Jalen Hurts gave me like 17 points, but Russell Wilson had 22, and I'm like, I started him. I don't know. But I thought it was going to be the Bengals or the Ravens. The Bengals are not it. I mean, Joe Burrow's playing well. He's healthy. They're just not winning. I mean, he'll score a touchdown, but they ain't got no defense. So they're out of it, and they're not making the playoffs. And then you have the Ravens, who are up and down. Their defense is not the same as it was last year. I think that's the issue with them is their defense they have this year is not the defense they had last year. The defense they had last year was tough. That was tough to get points on. Tough to go against. Now, anybody, they just move up and down the field on their defense. Their offense is their offense. But I think that puts that immense pressure on Lamar Jackson to be Superman every game, every play. And if he's not, they'll lose. Because right now, they're 8-6. They're 8-6 right now. So, they're still at the 6th seed. If the playoffs started today, they'd be the 6th seed. But they're 8-5. They have a bye this week. But I think the Steelers are taking it. I think they are. Because the Steelers are sitting at 9-3. They play Cleveland. Cleveland's up and down. Cleveland can throw for 400 yards, be in the game, and then lose the game, right? You saw that this past week when they played the Broncos. So I think the Steelers take it. They still got a tough schedule. They still got to play us. That's going to be a tough game on Christmas after we come off playing Texans, who's another playoff contending team for their division. But yeah, I think the Steelers would take it. The Ravens, they'll still make the playoffs. The Browns and Bengals are out, so that's no issue. Chiefs take the West. I think, yeah, Steelers and Broncos looking like they're going to both make the playoffs. So we have 3 teams coming out of the AFC West, which I think, in that case, that makes us the best division in football, right? I mean, yeah, we got the Raiders down there. The Raiders, go play everybody tough, but they're the Raiders. They're not good, but they play people tough. But Chargers, they got a new head coach. They're playing good football. I didn't know what the Broncos were going to do with having a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix, but he's playing good. They're playing good football. Sean Payton's got them playing good football. Harbaug's got the Chargers playing good football. So, and the Chiefs got the Chargers this weekend. But I still think the Chargers, I think both of them will make the playoffs, Broncos and Chargers. But Chiefs take the division out of the West. I think Chargers and Broncos also come out of the West in the playoffs. I think the Ravens. Out of the East, earlier, I had the Dolphins. I didn't think the Bills were going to do what the Bills are doing this year because they lost a lot of pieces on both sides of the ball. So that's where I was coming from with that. But they're out here balling. They're out here playing good football. They beat us. And we didn't play well that game. I mean, we had opportunities, but we didn't play well. It is what it is. It happens like this all the time. The Bills beat the Chiefs in the regular season. And then in the playoffs, the Chiefs beat them. So until it happens in the playoffs, regular season don't mean nothing really. You're just trying to get the 1 seed, be healthy, and get to the playoffs. Let's fucking go. And yeah, you want to be playing good football when you get to the last few weeks of the season going into the playoffs. But the Bills are playing real well. They went out and dominated the 49ers now. But their schedule, they don't have a tough schedule. They still got to play the Lions. So that's going to be a key game for the Bills. But I didn't think they were going to win the division. But obviously I'm wrong. Because nobody knows what's going to happen because they lost a lot of pieces. They lost Stephon Diggs. They lost some other offensive pieces. They lost some defensive pieces. But they're out here balling. I mean, that's good coaching. That's having your quarterback be the guy. Josh Allen's playing real well. He's not turning the ball over a lot. He's making plays when he needs to, just like he made the play against the Chiefs. He ran in the end zone, scored, and said, no, we're not giving the ball back with Mahomes time left to come down and win the game. And that's what you have to do against the Chiefs. If you give Mahomes the ball back with time left on the clock, he's going to torch you. He's going to make it happen. Now, there are times where it doesn't happen, but most of the time it does. So the Bills, yeah. So I had the Dolphins. Earlier on, I thought it was going to be the Dolphins or the Jets. I thought Aaron Rodgers was going to come off this injury and come out guns a-blazing. It really ain't been like that with the Jets this season. The Patriots, I never thought they were in it to begin with. And the Dolphins, they're not in it at all. Tua got hurt again, and he came back. I mean, they're putting up numbers, but I just don't. They're like Tyreek Hill, and he's like not even in it. You have one of the best wide receivers, and he's not even getting touches. I feel like I don't ever hear his name. I don't ever hear him mentioned no more. Get him the ball. Jet sweep, motherfucker. Jet sweep. Put him in the backfield. Run him. He used to be a running back before he became a wide receiver. Put him in a running back. Get him the ball. You got a guy like that. You got to find ways to get him the ball. And she's found ways to get him the ball. If he wasn't getting open in receiving, because they're blanket coverage in him or double team him or whatever, jet sweeps. Put him in the backfield. Quick screens. Rats, just give him the ball in his hands. Let him make some plays. The Dolphins aren't doing that. So that's why they're where they're at. Plus, Tua got hurt, and that didn't help at all either. But I still had the Bills making the playoffs. I just didn't think they were going to win the division. I thought it was going to be tougher than it was. No, they're the dominant team in that division right now. It ain't the Jets. It ain't damn sure the Patriots. It ain't the Dolphins. So you got one team coming out of the East, the AFC, and the Bills. The AFC South, I had the Texans. I still think they'll take the division. Early in the season, I didn't know what Anthony Richardson was going to be like. Because now, even halfway through the season, he took himself out of the game, got benched, and now he's back in. He's playing real good. So maybe that helped him. So it's going to be close. Because the Texans still got to come to Kansas City and play. They still got to play us, and they've been up and down this year. And CJ Stroud isn't playing like he did last year, and that could be that sophomore slump. But if I have to take, I'm still taking the Texans, even though the Colts could come in and take it because the Colts are on a bye. Texans they're on a bye too, so they both get the rest up, and we'll see how that thing goes. But I'm taking the Texans. I'm gonna stick with my pick of the Texans, and then the way it's gonna play out right now, the Chiefs got the win out. If we just went out, we'd take the 1 seed. But if the Bills lose, I think the Bills lose at least one more. I think the Chiefs can run the table the rest of the season. It's going to be tough, but I think we can. I think the Bills could run the rest of the season too. I think their toughest game they have on the rest of their schedule is the Lions because they're this week at the Rams. The Rams are playing good. I mean, they're 6-6, I believe, but I think they take the Rams. Is that the Rams indoors? Yeah, I think they take that. Lions, they got to go to Detroit. I think the Lions can get the Bills because you can run on the Bills, and the Lions got a 2-header monster running game, and I think the Lions take the Bills. But then they got the Patriots and the Jets, and I think those are division games. Yeah, it's just the Patriots and the Jets are a hot mess. So I think they go 3-1 their last 4 games, or their last 1, 2, 3, 4 games. I think they go 3-1. I think they lose to the Lions. And then the Chiefs, we have Chargers, Browns, Texans, Steelers, and Broncos. So we have those games. I think we can run the table. I think, yeah, all these games are going to be tough. But it could be one of those things where we get to our last game of the season because we got the Broncos. Maybe they already have the playoffs locked up and they can't improve their position. And that could mean if we're still vying for that number 1 seed, maybe we're playing the Broncos and they might rest their players. And that would just be an easier game for us. Because if they get it, the playoff locked up, and they can't improve their position by winning, and they know they got to play the next week, they might rest their players. And if we're still playing for that number 1 seed, because if the Bills don't lose, we can't lose either, because they hold a tiebreaker. So that could come into play. There's a lot of different scenarios that could come into play. So it just got went out. Chiefs got went out. But like I said, I think the way it's going to stand, I think the Chiefs 1, Bills 2. I'm taking the Steelers 3, Texans 4. Those would be your division winners. Yeah. I think Chargers, Ravens, and Broncos are the other playoff teams in AFC. And this could all change where they're at seeding wise, depending on wins and losses. But right now, you have the Chargers at 5, the Ravens at 6, and the Broncos at 7. I think it would be a mixture of those 3. I think those 3 teams would make it. The Colts are only making it if they win the AFC South. And the Dolphins are not making it. The Bengals are not making it. The Browns are not making it. The Titans are, and they still have teams that still have a chance. None of those teams are making it. The way the playoffs are set right now, those are teams that are making it. I think in the AFC. I mean, yeah, what do you call it? The Colts have a chance, but I don't think they have it. I think CJ Stroud and the Texans will take it, and that's the way the playoffs are going to shape up. So, as far as AFC Championship, Chiefs Bills, because if we're 1-2 seed that way, that's the only time we'll meet each other is in the championship game. Yeah, I like Chiefs Bills. Chiefs Bills AFC Championship game. Chiefs take it. They go on to Super Bowl. What are we? Super Bowl 50? Super Bowl 60? I don't even know what Super Bowl we're in. I don't know how to read these fucking Roman numerals. What are we in? Super Bowl 59? 58? 59? Okay. Super Bowl 59? Super Bowl 59. Yeah, Super Bowl 59. I keep forgetting, so I always have to look it up. So we went to 57, we won 58, and now we're going for Super Bowl 59. I think Chiefs Bills, Chiefs take it. Chiefs Eagles, Super Bowl 59, a rematch from Super Bowl 57. That'd be a tough game. That'd be a good game. But I think in the end, the Chiefs could take it. I think we can. I think we're three-peat. We're getting the three-peat. I'm sticking with that until I see otherwise. Until the Chiefs are not in the playoffs or they've been eliminated, it's the Chiefs. Chiefs-Eagles. Chiefs-Eagles in the Super Bowl. 40 Eagles-Lions in the NFC Championship game. Bills-Chiefs in this year's NFC Championship game. And that is all I got for today. Thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. As per usual, hit that subscribe button. Like this episode. Share this episode. Hit the comment section of who you think is going to represent each conference in their championship game and who's going to represent their conference in the Super Bowl game. Super Bowl 59 this year. It's going to be in New Orleans, February 9th, 2025. Let's get it. I got the Chiefs, baby. You see the Super Bowl ring? I'm going to get another one of these. I work for the team, so I get... This is the first one. This shit. Look at that. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I want to get another one. I wish I had this job the season before last. Then I have two. I've seen employees that have two, and I'm like, I say three, but it's shit. I wonder if I could just go buy one. No, I want, because this one has my last name on it. This one's special. It has my last name on it right there. I don't know if you can see it, but Kennedy, damn it, can you just focus? It's got Kennedy on there. Hold on, right there. It's got my last name on it. So I'm an employee. It's an employee ring. I fucking love it. I want another one to put on here. God, listen, if we three-peat, I'm going to be so unbearable as a Chiefs. You're going to hear me talk my shit. And there's not a damn thing anybody can say. There's no amount of trolls that are going to get me out of whatever state of mind of happiness and obnoxiousness I'm going to be in. Like every Chiefs fan. I'm going to be so obnoxious. I'm not even going to care what happens the following season. I'm going to be honest. If we three-peat, I'm not even going to care what happens the next season. I'm really not. Yeah, I want to win and try to four-peat. If we three-peat, that'll be insane. But if we get this three-peat, please believe anything you tried to tell me, I'm not going to care about. I don't want to hear the media. I don't want to talk shit. Anybody's talking shit, shut the fuck up. Unless your team was in the Super Bowl playing against the Chiefs, if they win it this year, I don't want to hear your shit. I don't want to hear nobody's shit, especially from any division opponents. Don't want to hear your shit. But hey, Chiefs can lock up the AFC West this weekend for the umpteenth time. So let's lock it up. Chiefs, that's it. Chiefs, this is the one game. I just need one. I just want one just to shut everybody up. I just want one where they just go out there and just kick the shit out of the fucking Chargers. My prediction, 28-3. Just beat the shit out of them. Time of possession, red zone. They're not going to be able to do anything. The Chiefs are pissed off. They're tired of this shit. We got DJ Humphries playing at left tackle. Let's see what he's going to do this weekend. I know he hasn't played all season. We gotta simmer our expectations on DJ Humphrey. We gotta let him work through. We got 5 games left. Let's let him work through it so he get ready for the playoffs. All right, because that's the main goal. But I just want this 1 week them to kick the shit out of the Raiders on both sides of the ball and shut everybody up, because don't even listen to it. I only listen to local media, or I listen to Nick Wright. That's on FS1. Shady McCoy too. He's got the Chiefs back. And Alex Smith. Nobody else. Sometimes Colin Coward, he'll be spitting facts about the Chiefs. So does Pat McAfee sometimes too. He'll be spitting facts about the Chiefs. Everybody else, kick rocks. I'm out. It's your boy AK. Until next time. Let's fucking get it. I gotta get this fucking car. I'm sick of this shit.